Good afternoon, y'all. Good afternoon. Pandi here of Pandy's Hair Candy and More. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. If you are a return visitor and we already family, you already know what it is. Kick back and relax. Hey, Primpin' Ain't Easy. How you doing? Whew, my hat is totally tipped off to people that make it look so easy. You know, they go live multiple times a day and they do it day in and day out. My hat is off to you. It really is. Because, man, mm, I'm just like, really? All right. Your girl should have freshened up her lip. Whatever. I am running today. So, welcome to the live stream, y'all. If you haven't, remember to do so on your way in. Please help a sister out and blow dry on that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps with the analytics. Y'all, the weekly recap is actually a little series. Hi, you Wendy Babs. Welcome to the live stream, sis. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate seeing you in here today. So thank you so much. Basically, what I'm saying, oh, thank you, Primpin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What this is a new little weekly series that I've kind of incorporated into my channel. It is called the Weekly Recap. It's basically, hey, Shawana's Creative Circle. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you guys. This is actually my second live stream of the day, and I've never done that before, so I apologize if I seem a bit frazzled. Hi, Miss Fool Roller. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for coming to the weekly recap. Basically, what this series is all about is um, outside of my regular content that I do on the channel, I pretty much try to wrap up what all has been trending in the headlines, either on the regular TV news, social media outlets, um, and just different things that are currently trending. And I kind of just wrap them up into a little nutshell, kind of give you guys the summary of what was trending, and then we just kind of talk about it, dissect it, chop it up, and give our feedback. So I totally welcome your feedback. In fact, I strongly encourage it because, excuse me, y'all, I think it's important for all of us, especially those of us who are content creators and we are working to build a platform here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, those sorts of things, to be informed about what's going on around us. It gives you some insight to be able to talk about and dialogue. Yes, we can all turn on a camera or a phone and record ourselves doing something, or showcasing what our talent is or our content. But I believe it gives you just a little bit of extra added depth if you are aware and up to date on things that are currently trending, because this is a social media based world that we pretty much are residing in. So usually I'll pick 4 or 5 different things. Of course, there's way more, but um, there's never enough time in the day to sit and hold a live talking about them. So I'll usually take my pick of a few different topics that were trending for the week, and I'll just kind of throw them out there and see if you guys heard about them, if you saw them, if so, what your thoughts are on it, and we just kind of go from there. So I did jot down a couple. Number one, the first thing that I wanted to touch on is I hope that everybody is being safe and using real precautionary measures with keeping yourself safeguarded, keeping your family and your loved ones safeguarded with regards to this coronavirus thing. It is definitely spinning out of control. I've been closely watching it because it's starting to get progressively worse in Washington State, and that is my hometown, and I still have a lot of family there. And so, I'm just keeping my eye on it just to kind of see what's going to be done. Hey, Tisa Renee Green, welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for coming. And just making sure that, everyone is safe and safeguarding themselves and definitely taking I'm getting tongue tied. Taking precautionary measures to make sure that we don't come into contact, and if we do, seeking the necessary um, help to minimize affecting others, because there's so little known about this particular strain. It's very scary. So that has definitely been trending. I think it's been trending for what, almost a month now. And at first it was being only reported minimally, but and only being reported like 14 cases nationwide. But now, as of 2 days ago, you all know I'm in South Carolina. There were 2 confirmed cases here in South Carolina. So we have 2 women who have now tested positive for the novel strain, and both of those 2 women now remain in isolation. Now, let me tell y'all why that is scary and alarming to me. It's alarming for me because it's right in my immediate region. It's alarming for me because I work in a hospital healthcare setting. People are coming in, and I'm coming into contact with people daily who are ill. A lot of people, we're starting to see an influx, and people coming in with the late strain flu virus, picking up Tamiflu, and just trying to get that under control. And the thing of it is, from all the reports that I've been seeing and hearing, many of the symptoms that people are experiencing are very, very similar to that of the flu. So that in itself is scary. I feel bad sometimes because when people leave my work area, especially if I happen to be working at pickup and I'm, literally the last point of contact where I'm ringing a patient up as they're picking up their meds, and, they're touching on the different terminals to process their credit card payment, to answer the HIPAA questions. I'm out there with the Lysol wipes immediately after they've gone, and I feel bad sometimes because I think the other people in the waiting room think that maybe I'm trying to imply that person was sick, but I'm just simply trying to keep myself protected because I got to work there the rest of the day at that station. So that was pretty much my first topic. Just, are we all watching this thing? On YouTube, most of us are all in different regions across the country. From here to South Carolina to Detroit to South Africa to Missouri to, just all over. And we're starting to see these spikes go up with the amount of people that are actually being affected by this thing. What are y'all's thoughts? Have you all seen it? Have there been any cases in your immediate area? What are the safety measures that local government officials are putting into place, if any, in your regions? I thought it was important for us to definitely talk about that. Yeah, that was my first topic. And then shifting gears a little bit, and this won't be a long live again either, guys, because your girl, I have a couple of different lives scheduled for today. And whew, I honestly tip my hat off because I don't know how people do 4 or 5 lives a day and not be tired. And I'm already tired. So first of all, while you guys are thinking about giving me an answer to that question, please type it in the chat. I'm definitely interested in hearing what you all have to say. I had a live scheduled earlier where I had a guest speaker all planned out and prepared for her to come in and talk with us because, as I mentioned previously, March is National Nutrition Month. And I know that's not really a trending topic, but it really is. And so I thought she was the perfect guest to come on and talk about that because she's in the medical field, she's on YouTube, she's monetized, and she's been here for a while. So I was really hopeful for her to come on and join me in a StreamYard so that I could interview her and just get some insight and let her share with us about the nutrition piece, but I also wanted her to be able to share with us about the YouTube side, as a content creator, and just give us some perspective on how we could move about um, what's the word I'm looking for? Growing our platform and maintaining our growth. So, whatever the case, that didn't take place. She was unable to show up for whatever reason. So, my initial response to that was fear. Not fear of going live because I'll hop on here and run my mouth. Y'all know that. But I was just like, oh my God, I hope none of my followers feel like I clickbaited them by putting up this false thumbnail and uh, title. You know what I'm saying? I just started kind of second guessing myself, but that wasn't the case. So I decided to just try to wing it and have a general conversation and just engage with the people that were in the chat because it was a nice number of people there. And I'm just thankful, y'all, that it ended well. We had a really good conversation. I dropped the StreamYard link into the chat, and several people were able to come on, and we actually managed it. So that was a little sidebar note, y'all, as to why your girl is not going to be on very long, and I'm running because I do have one more live scheduled for this evening, and that's going to actually be in about a half an hour. So yeah, let's see. Won't be able to chat. Gotta watch where I stepping. Oh, Miss Full Roller. And commentary with Latu says solitary and quarantine, 2 cases in South Africa. Wow. Okay, commentary. So you guys are also seeing 2 cases. So this thing is definitely spreading. I was in one of Information Man's chats the other night, and they were talking about how scientists were saying that they were noticing that the virus is not really as rampant in Africa as a whole. And they were kind of baffled as to why. They felt like the region this is what they said, that particular region whose healthcare wasn't quite as adequate as other places, they thought or anticipated seeing it more prevalent there. And they were kind of baffled as to why it had not been the case. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, we definitely have 2 confirmed cases here where I'm at now. And it's going to be real interesting. And I don't have my comments open, y'all. I only can see the StreamYard comments right now. So I apologize if I'm delayed with responding to you. Prepping ain't easy said. I'm mesmerized by your background. Great job on the green screen. Child, you can do a tutorial on. Thank you, girl. Listen, when I thought I was gonna be doing interviews back to back today, yeah, he was like, "Let me get my Barbara Walters on. Let me break out my good hair Okay, my blonde, and I had my notes, and I wanted to look all professional. So yeah, I'm excited, but I am enjoying playing with the green screen. I really am liking it. It's a little difficult because in this particular room, I don't have a ceiling light. So I literally got my ring light and a couple of lamps. And yes, Tisa Renee Green says there are many different skin tones in Africa. And that's interesting that you say that because in his live stream, there were several people honing into the fact that it was something to do with the melanin in the skin. And that is what they felt like was kind of like the saving grace for the virus not being as prevalent. And I thought, wow, is there really any validity to that? Because, in certain instances, the melanin does play a part with certain diseases and illnesses that other particular races of people suffer with. And, people of color don't. And if they do, it's very minimal. So I thought that was definitely an interesting point. Thank you, Primping Ain't Easy. Listen, I can't do all the fancy editing and whatnot, but I sure can hang a green screen and find me a nice picture. So thank you guys. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Now, the next topic that I wanted to see if you all were familiar with is I don't know this particular artist very well, but I've been seeing his name trending. It's the rapper Lil Baby. He's out of Atlanta, Georgia. Tisa Renee said, yes, I've been hearing this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that was interesting, Tisa. I really did. And commentary says the people infected got it in Italy, they say. You know what is very strange about that commentary? One of the cases right here in my county. The other lady here in South Carolina is like several counties over, but the one lady in my county just came back from Italy. Just came back from Italy. And I literally just now put two and two together just now as you typed that. I didn't even think about that. But that's very interesting. So that may be a good place for the CDC to start with their investigation and narrowing it down because the lady who is here in my county and who tested positive and is currently in isolation just back from a trip to Italy. Wow. Wow. Very interesting. But listen, y'all, now 3 days ago, the rapper Lil Baby, Lil, Lil Baby. And again, you guys, this is for educational purposes under the Fair Use Act. All of this information is allegedly, and it's for entertainment purposes for my commentary on my channel and me covering the weekly recap. Okay. The Fair Use Act is posted in the description bar. Thank you. But anyway, the rapper Lil Baby, he recently donated $150,000 to his alma mater, his high school, Booker T. Washington, in Atlanta, Georgia, in the name of the My Turn Scholarship Fund. I thought that was interesting because oftentimes these rappers, Jesus said, Lil Baby. Yep, Lil Baby. You never heard of girl. Listen, I had never heard of him either, and I had to Google because I was like, who the hell is Lil Baby? But anyway, apparently the churn know who he is. He's newer to us, I'm sure, 35 and older. But anyway, he's out here doing his thing. And I thought it was commendable because a lot of times these rappers get all the negative press and the negative publicity. We rarely hear about them ever giving back to the communities that they come out of. And, when we do hear about them in the headlines, it's usually negative. It's usually something related to gun violence or drugs. It's just usually negative. So I thought, wow, let's talk about that because here this young man is literally donated $150,000. That's no pocket change. He donated $150,000 back to the school he graduated from, a school that apparently he was once a bad kid. He struggled and he got into trouble, but he did come out of that school and he made a way. And he's making something out of himself. He's actually doing something productive in society. And I thought that was actually awesome and pretty dope that he went back to his high school and he donated that money. And it's apparently going to be an ongoing thing. So that should be a motivational tool and an eye opener to the children that are attending the school that what you can be somebody. And if you want to pursue secondary education after high school, here's these funds set here for you to, kind of try to strive towards doing something positive with your life. I thought that was awesome. I just wanted to know if anybody heard of the story, any of you all are privy to it, what your thoughts are, and things of that sort. I thought that was really dope because we rarely see the rappers going back and doing. And I'm sure there are plenty stories. I know Snoop Dogg does a lot in his community. Ice Cube does a lot in his community. So I'm not saying that there aren't, but it's just rare. Unfortunately, media outlets tend to paint them in a negative light. And when they do something like this, you barely hear about it. You know what I mean? So I wanted to talk about that, see if anyone had an opportunity to check that out or heard anything about it. And I'm sure my StreamYard comments are probably lagging. Let me try to open it up on this tablet real quick, because I believe I'm probably missing y'all's comments. And thank y'all again so much for being here with me. I appreciate y'all. And other than that, I got one last story that I wanted to chat with y'all about. Comments. Turn that down. Go to live chat. Little baby. Pimpin said, "Oh my God, I'm so old. I never heard of Little Baby. Glad to hear the story." Yeah, I thought it was a nice story. Um, there was another one, but I didn't get much information on this, so I'll just blurb across this. With R. Kelly, I don't know if you guys have had an opportunity. Let me fix my Barbara Walters. To hear that in the R. Kelly case, Asriel Cleary, one of the young ladies who continued to remain with him throughout this whole ordeal, she was the dark-skinned young lady who stayed with him, who was in the Gayle King interview. She's the one whose parents were featured in the documentary. Well, it's now coming out that she is now coming out and speaking against R. Kelly and pretty much validating law enforcement that a lot of the charges and claims and allegations against him that she previously denied are now, or yeah, she's now saying that they're truthful. I didn't follow up on the story. I did see the headline. So I wanted to know if you all are familiar with that and if you've seen it. Have you heard it? What y'all's thoughts are? And another thing that caught my attention was Suge Knight. Y'all remember Suge Knight, the big dude from Death Row Records, the mean, kind of not mean, but the aggressive one that they said was gangstering folks into signing the contracts. Well, we know he's locked up, he's incarcerated, but allegedly, Suge Knight was recently ordered to pay $107 million to a Miss Lydia Harris, who is the ex-wife of Michael Harris. I guess he was like a former silent business partner to Suge Knight. And basically, she's claiming that they funded him with the seed money to get Death Row up and running and off the ground. So she actually was suing him for 107 million. Now he's incarcerated. I don't know what kind of money Suge Knight got, but a judge actually filed in her favor and ordered him to pay the 107 million. So my question is, do he got money like that? And have y'all seen it? Have y'all heard the story? And what are y'all's thoughts on that? Because I mean, he seemed kind of gangster. I don't know if I would even really be messing with him. I'd probably chalk it up as a loss and keep it moving. I'm just saying. That's just me. That's just me. And then lastly, in entertainment news, Kendrick Lamar. I love Kendrick Lamar. I think he's pretty dope. Another rapper. It says that Kendrick Lamar recently scrubbed his Instagram account and started fresh, but not for a new album. Instead, the Compton rapper has announced the launch of PG Lang, his new media company. His new media company. So there are a few posts on K.Social so far with captions that point to PG Lang. The site features a statement that reads, PG Lang is a multilingual music, film, television, art, books, and podcast company. So have y'all heard about that? And what are your thoughts? Because I think Kendrick Lamar is very underrated. I think people sleep on him, but he's very dope. He's pretty much a positive brother. You don't really hear about a lot of negative, violent rap in his music. He's pretty chill. I know he did a couple of scenes in Empire. I think he's just very underrated. So what are y'all's thoughts? Just checking to see if y'all heard anything about that. Primpin said, how long is he in for? Girl, Primpin, I'm scared to look it up. He got connections. They might find out. I'm just playing. But I don't know how long Suge is in for. I didn't read that in the story. I didn't read that far into the story, I should say. I was more so enamored with the fact that he actually was ordered to pay the 107 million and that the judge actually awarded the judgment. He said, remember he ran that man over? Actually got in a vehicle and ran the boy over. I mean, I remember Vanilla Ice. They said he was hanging him over a building and shook him down like that, allegedly. I don't know how true that was, but if I was in the entertainment industry, I wouldn't even play with him. I wouldn't even want to be in his vicinity because he gives me reach out and touch me vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ain't moving right and you ain't doing it how he said to do it, you could be touched. That's the tease I get, and I wouldn't even want to play that game with him. I'll have to look into that to see how much time he's working with. Chisa Renee said, Primp, and I want to know too. Commentary said, Suge still under the jail. Yes, he is. I wouldn't want no problems with him either. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. You could just tell I was actually shocked that when Michelle's Lifetime movie came out, I didn't realize. I knew that back in the day, her and Dre had a little fling, but I never realized that she was actually with Suge too. I didn't know that until I watched her story on Lifetime. I didn't realize. I want to say they were married at one point. They were married or they had children together. So just the stuff you don't know. See, I like to talk about stuff like this because I'm nosy like that. And it's not so much that I'm nosy like that, but I'm nosy like that. But It's interesting to me just to watch these celebrities, how they move when they get money. It's like you could take folks out the hood, but you can't never take the hood out the folks. You see what I'm saying? And this is why I try to keep myself grounded and rooted. Honestly, I'm gonna be me till the day I die. I could be a little hood. I could be a little bougie. I know how to get professional with it too. And at the end of the day, when I get my bag, because I'm speaking that into existence, I'm going to eventually get my bag. I am praying and hopeful that I remain humble, that I remain down to earth, and that I still remain to be the same down to earth girl around the corner, girl next door that I am today. But ultimately, I enjoy talking about this stuff. I enjoy interacting with you all as a audience, and it's cool to just come on and dialogue about the different things, especially from a content creator standpoint. It's like, girl, did you see this? What you thought about it? Are you gonna cover it on your channel? Because people want to know. People want to know. People like to dig in, just like I like to dig in. Remember in the movie Friday when Debo took the bike? Yes, girl, and that man was like, my grandmama gave me that. Oh no, he was talking about the chain because Debo snatched his chain off. It is just funny. It is funny. And then also, lastly, you guys, for those of you that are here in the US, um, definitely get out and participate in the voting process. You guys, the 2020 elections are approaching. Regardless to the party or the class, please exercise your right to vote. It does no good to sit back and complain about what is or is not being done that affect you if you are not going to take a stand and actually get your behind down to the polls and make a difference. If you have an absentee ballot and you vote by mail, please exercise your right to vote. That is a privilege that many of our forefathers actually fought hard for. A lot of them lost their lives even. So, want to just remind everyone and encourage everyone to definitely do that, do your part, and educate yourself. Make yourself aware of the issues that are being presented on the ballots. Know your polling areas, know who your elected officials are, and actually make an informed decision. But whatever you do, participate in the process. With that being said, y'all, I'm bring it to a close because I need to take a break. Um, I do have another live. Thank goodness it's my final live of the day. But I'm so looking forward to that. And I don't want to be worn out or worn down. I want to be refreshed and vibrant and energetic because I believe the guest speaker is going to be awesome. I'm so looking forward to it. I love her accent. You guys will see if you come back. I want to say she's from Jersey, and I just love her accent. She's an influencer. She is on multiple social media platforms. She has over 12,000 subscribers. And she's just great. She's really down to earth. She's in a lot of people's live streams. I see her in the YouTube streets all the time. And she was very gracious and very humble when I reached out to her. I was already prepared to accept, girl, I ain't got time for that when I asked people to join me on a future StreamYard. And I was actually quite surprised. So I don't want to waste her time. I want to be alert and well rested and professional when I sit down to talk with her. So I hope for those of you that can and will come on back in about a half an hour and check her out. I'm going to actually be asking her a few questions, kind of like an official interview, and just chatting with her and getting some information from her on what she has done to actually get to 12,000 subscribers. Getting whatever tips and advice that she can give us, that is going to help us to maintain longevity on the platform and build our channels. I feel like somebody like that, hey, Jennifer, thank you for coming back. Somebody like her, if you are able to do that and do it well and actually still be out here relevant and popping, and you're still able to get out and network and be in other people's live streams supporting the smaller YouTubers, there's a lot to be said. And so I'm just anxious to sit down and chat with her and take away whatever information that she has to share. I'm looking forward to it. I actually can't wait. So, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring this one to a close. If you guys didn't, please remember to blow dry on that like button on your way out. And definitely come on back through. I would appreciate seeing you guys. Hey, Deborah Mosley, thank you so much for coming. Miss Mosley, I'm actually about to end this live, but I will be coming back on in 30 minutes, huh? So if you want to pop back in about 30 minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. I got a wonderful, wonderful, amazing young lady who is going to come on and be chatting with us and giving us some information that we can all use. And definitely come back, y'all, and share out the stream when you come back so that we can get more people over here to check her out. I believe she is going to bless us. So with that being said, y'all, I am Pandi of Pandi's Hair Candy and More. I thank you guys for stopping in to rock with your girl. There's so many other places that you could have been on this afternoon. So I thank you and appreciate you for taking out a moment to come over and kick it with me for a little bit. And I hope to see you again in a little bit, like 30 more minutes or so. Come on back through, say what's up, spend a little time, meet and greet with the other people that are going to be in the chat, and definitely pick up the information. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but there's definitely going to be some good information being discussed over here. So I'm looking forward to it, and I want to be able to kind of get myself together and rest before I get her on the line. So I am going to bring this one to a close, y'all. Again, thank you so much for coming, and I will see you all in a little bit. Bye.